Hey everyone, before we get started today, we've got a special announcement for you. Belonging Songs is up for an award. That's right, because of your gracious nominations, we've become finalists in the category of Best Music Podcast in the 2020 Discover Pods Awards. What that means is we now are in a popular vote contest against some other really great podcasts, but we believe with your help, we could win this thing, and it would mean a ton to us, and we'd really appreciate your vote. So if you go to discoverpods.com and scroll all the way down to where they've hidden the music category, you'll find us there, and I will also put a link in the episode description that will lead you right to the voting page. So with that said, please enjoy today's super spooky Halloween special. Welcome to Belonging Songs. It's your weekly podcast that brings you a brand new original song each week, and then we talk about the theme of that song and the processes that went into writing and recording it. I'm your host, Wade Dana. With me, as always, my good friends, Brad Maurer.
Hello.
And Patrick Crane.
Hello.
Guys, welcome back.
Oh, spooky.
It's the spooky Halloween episode. It's finally here. What have you guys been up to? It's been 3 weeks since I've seen you guys.
It's been a while.
Let's see. We got in a fight.
Big fight. Huge
Big
fight.
fight.
Yeah,
What else?
I've been watching The Haunting.
Oh, yeah. Have you been watching?
Brad, you have been watching something scary?
I look
Because
at...
I thought you only watched like Sanford and Son and Cheers and shit.
I look up from like magazines while my wife watches The Haunting.
The Haunting of Bly Manor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watched it. It was really good.
It's good.
Do you guys get into the October mode where it's like a switch and you just instantly want to start watching horror movies?
For the past few years, I've done a Halloween horror movie fest. As soon as October hits, I'm up to like, I don't know, 15 movies.
Yeah,
so
that's where I'm at right now. And my wife is not happy about it.
Last night, I watched a really fun movie called Becky, which is like this 13-year-old girl just murdering these trespassers. It's basically Home Alone, but
Becky.
for adults. And it was great fun.
Does she murder somebody with Michael Jordan on a train set?
No, but she just run over some guy's face with a lawnmower.
Oh, that's pretty good. I just 2 nights ago watched Hellraiser for the first time in a long time. I have thoughts on Hellraiser. So the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen a movie from 1982, 3 maybe, 90% of the movie is about this antagonist brother being reanimated from the dead and requires blood to get more layers of flesh. Pinhead, barely in it, like the icon of the Hellraiser movie.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought is, the movie doesn't really need him.
Yeah.
It's like a good Dorian Gray, sort of modern age Dorian Gray. And then Pinhead's thrown in an hour and a half into the movie. Wes Craven was just like, okay, let's make this BDSM thing.
We need an icon.
Yeah.
I've been picking a franchise every year, and I'm doing Friday the 13th this year. And same thing. Like, Jason's not even in the first one.
Yeah, it's his mom.
Right. Spoiler alert.
Shit. We can edit that out.
So I don't have to watch it.
No.
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so our Halloween episode. I hope everybody has been enjoying the stride. Hope everybody's on the stride train.
Jack Fathom been doing a real good job, by
Thanks
the
to
way.
our good
Cutting
buddy
it up.
Jack. Yep.
Cutting it up.
Thanks for taking over hosting duties for us. Today, on our super spooky Halloween special, we are going to listen to a track that I made for a haunted house. So our friend Ty one year put on a haunted house as like a business venture, and he asked me and a few friends to do like the soundtrack for different rooms in the haunted house. So I created this, like, I think it's 26-minute long Halloween track that played in one of these rooms. Somebody's breathing really loud.
It's spooky. Asthma is spooky.
Is that you? It's Brad. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
super
this haunted house.
super into it.
Back it up a little, bro.
At this haunted house, you probably met my wife, we decided, before you
Oh,
met
really?
me, like long before. Yeah, she was in the commercial
Okay.
that was shot, and she worked at that haunted house for a couple of years.
One of my bands played there every night, like for the people that were in line. So yeah, I probably did. So this track was just playing in a boombox in one of the rooms as people walked through. And we're not going to just listen to 26 minutes of this track. We're going to talk over it. It's going to be our sound bed. We can react to it as we go, but we're just going to keep talking about Halloween stuff. So, and I did put it on a CD called Experiment in Terror. And if anybody wants a copy,
Sounds like
email
is
us.
that an Anthrax album?
it might be. I don't know. So if you would like a copy of this to play on your porch for Halloween, hit us up, bs@belongingsongs.com. Also, if you have tracks that you'd like played on the stride, send us them there. And we would love to get your input for our season review episode. If you have your top 5 songs from season 1 and you want to send them to us so we can say who sent them and then say it in the podcast, that episode. Like,
That sounds amazing.
yeah, so. All right, well, here, I'm going to start this track and we'll just continue along here.
I've got chills.
Yeah, spooky.
It's very spooky. All right, so anyway.
This organ that's playing here is it's sitting over here in the corner behind that amp. One of my friends, Eric, found it in an old barn.
Like a pump organ.
It's like a
isn't
little
it?
air organ. It
Yeah.
actually has a plug. It turns
Yeah.
on, but it's
That's
really
pretty
cool.
cool.
It's called the Lyra. So we were talking horror movies. Yeah, I've been on a kick trying to do something almost every night, which is funny because horror movies aren't something that I really was into before I started doing the October thing.
Right.
And so what's cool about that, or anything you get into and there's this long history of stuff you don't know about, you just have so many things to catch up on that are awesome.
Right.
It's like when I started reading comic books, there's just so much out there to choose from. So yeah, it's been fun to dive into that genre of movies that I didn't care for or thought I didn't care for, but now I really like it.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. There's really 2 camps of horror movies. There's the movies that are genuinely trying to scare you. Actually, there might be 3. Movies that are genuinely trying to scare you. The other 2 categories being camp,
Yeah.
and then allegory for real life, right? I think that's basically how you can divide them. I'm not a horror fan. Someone's probably written about this on various internet pages. But I've found that as I'm going through my movie watching, I really like the ones that portray horror in a way that's just a metaphor for something in life.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan Peele, I guess, would be the modern
I watched
master of that.
his 2 movies this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, part of this track is me breathing into a mic really close. So,
So I'm basically just singing along over here.
what else can we talk about?
Well, let me ask you this.
we got 20. I don't know if we're going to make it through this.
Well, let me just preface all this with just saying I get into Halloween like the day before. So, like, I'm not even there yet. Okay.
Brad's costume is always a mummy.
We're going to get to what I like in a little bit.
All right, so here's something Brad can talk about. Because you're a TV guy.
I like TV.
Do you have a particular episode of a show that still haunts you to this day?
There's some that I still think about.
Yeah, tell me about that.
The ones that I think about are more recent, and they are from the show Black Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Which
yeah.
is like a twist, like that's like an anthology twisted series. And I think about things that happened in that show all the time. Not that like would happen to me, just like a state of society. It's more along the lines of like, I'm like, this is creepy
So
shit.
the news.
Yeah, like the news gets me there. Like, this is some creepy shit. Seems like I've seen it before.
Are we going to start talking about Huey Lewis again?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the power of love.
You hear the Catholic Mass going on in the background?
Mm-hmm.
I was at a baptism and recorded that on a little a little hand recorder and put it in this track. It's
Very
like, this is
clever.
creepy.
So for me, I have two distinct episodes of TV shows that still haunt me. One very much impacted my life as like a middle schooler. There's an episode of Unsolved Mysteries where this family buys
That's real life horror.
buys a bunk bed from, I don't know, an estate sale or something, sets it up in the room. Room is haunted by a witch. And I had to sleep on the floor of my bedroom with my head out of the door jamb because that would protect me for
Be out of the room.
better part of a year after I saw that episode, and I still think about it. The other one is Steven Spielberg did a show called Amazing Stories.
Oh, yeah.
And there was an episode with this guy who only appeared in the mirror and was like stalking this woman. And still to this day, there's nights when I will walk into the bathroom and expect to see a figure trying to murder me.
Did you ever do Bloody Mary?
Oh,
Into the
yeah.
Murder.
Yeah, who did?
Into the mirror. Oh, is that a Freudian slip? Into the murder?
That's a Freudian murder.
Shit. You know what that sound is? I think it's, you ever get like a fountain drink with a straw and you suck it in and let it go out?
Oh, yeah.
That's what that noise is.
So what about you, Wade? TV?
So I didn't even watch the Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street movies when I was a kid. I caught little pieces here and there over at friends' house or whatnot, but many, many years I would have to check behind the shower curtain anytime I went into a bathroom just to make sure that Jason or Freddy was not behind it.
Could you imagine growing up when Psycho debuted? Because as far as I know, that's the first time that shower curtain thing's been used.
Yeah.
And how terrifying bathrooms must have been.
Nothing like that had really been done at the time.
Yeah. Song that still scares me to this day is the true definition of haunting.
Nightmare on My Street.
Yes. Oh, we should probably cut that in. Can we get the rights from Will Smith?
You know, I don't want to go through the process of doing that.
Not for that.
If you're an attorney out there, how much of Nightmare on My Street can we listen to before Will Smith calls?
One of my bands played, it was a Halloween show. I was Megatron from Transformers.
Oh, that Megatron.
Yes. And we did cover the intro to Nightmare on My Street.
That's cool.
And by we, I mean our keyboardist Todd basically did everything.
A song that still makes me uneasy is Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, really?
It's haunting to me. And I usually skip it when I'm
Really?
listening to the Beatles.
Oh, that's
I love that
interesting.
song.
Is it about a ghost?
No, it's the story that I've heard, and I think there's 1,000 stories, and if we're ever going to get listeners to email, it'll be over mistaking a Beatles song.
There you go.
Listeners
Okay.
email all the time.
Yeah. I think they saw...
Maybe we should start making more mistakes on purpose just to get corrected at our email.
That's absolutely
BS@belongingsongs.com.
I think her name was on a tombstone or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mick Jagger saw it and wrote a song about it.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
that's when Mick Jagger was still playing with Pink Floyd.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, hello.
I'm glad we got that all figured out. BS@belongingsongs.com.
Either of you guys have songs that you apply the word haunting to?
I don't think so. Brad?
I can't think of anything. I wish I did. And I know I probably do. I just can't think of what it is.
Something that makes you uneasy. I don't know. No. We should probably move along.
I mean, the only thing that ever creeps...
Glad I got the hard-hitting questions
The
here.
only thing that ever gets me creeped out is, and it's been this way since I was a little kid, and I don't know why, is running upstairs in the dark
Oh, yeah.
somebody's behind me every time.
Oh,
Yeah.
every time.
Right? Have to run as fast as I possibly can, to the point where now currently I fall up the stairs because I'm trying to run
So,
as fast as I can.
We've
up the
established
stairs.
that I'm a horrible person, right?
Yeah,
Between the
that's-
three of us.
Yeah.
I used to trap my sister down in the basement and turn the lights off because she was terrified of it.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
That was
'cause
your sister,
Yeah.
I think. So,
Yeah,
like,
so
a lot of that kind of shit
I
happened to me.
apologize, Katie. I am very sorry for many of the things I did as a child.
Oh, wow. My older cousins, every Christmas Eve, growing up,
It's fine.
this is Black Friday at Walmart.
Another recorder in the pocket.
So I think there was a hit right there, and it was actually a hammer going into a watermelon. I used
The
that.
Gallagher? You got
I
into a
did it, yeah.
Gallagher show?
Yep, I did that.
Classic. Gallagher too had better stuff.
TV
though.
sound effects 101 right there.
Yep.
Head crusher.
Foley.
You break the celery and it sounds like bones.
Right.
So my cousins, Christmas Eve, we would all sleep in the same bedroom together, like pile up on bunk beds.
Oh, yeah.
Wait for Santa to come. And my older cousin.
This is a Halloween episode.
Well, we're getting there.
Okay.
My older cousins made up this story that permeated through years of Christmas Eve, where the first person to fall asleep, as if kids were going to fall asleep on Christmas Eve anyway, a guy would come and put needles into your eyes.
Oh,
Okay, dang.
So that's still something that keeps me up at night.
Okay, I guess so.
Merry Christmas.
I just asked for a fucking teddy bear.
Right. That's all I wanted.
So, okay, you're talking about being kids. Let's talk costumes.
Yeah.
What was your go-to Halloween costume as a kid?
Army guy.
Army guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Army guy was pretty good. I don't know if I had a go-to. We had to makeshift a lot of our costumes. Like, I never got to wear the mask with the flammable garbage bag costume that said what you were on it.
Right.
Yeah. Never got those.
We never, for the record, and
I never had a store-bought.
nobody
No.
I knew ever did.
No.
Like, I don't know if it was not a thing then or what, but we had to make our own shit every
Yeah.
time.
My go-to was punk rocker. So
Yeah.
I would basically rip my jeans, find any safety pins or chains I
Yeah,
could,
put
and
buckles.
buttons and pins, and put them on my jean jacket, and then get the hairspray stuff that's different colors, and try to spike it up. And then I actually made a T-shirt of a punk rocker, like already dressed up.
So they knew what was going on.
And then it said,
That's brilliant. You're taking the plastic costume idea.
and then it said
Exactly.
punk rocker on it, just in case anybody didn't know.
He invented it, sounds like.
Yeah.
White Spydrz need to get punk
Oh,
rocker
you're not
shirts.
kidding.
So that I did that a few years, or at least a couple. My dad taught karate, so I had karate gi.
Yeah, the
so
gis was good.
That was an
That was always
easy,
the
like,
easy one,
just
yeah.
go to. And I remember wearing that to school, and everybody just wanted to fight that day. So we're just getting into fights all day long.
Quickly turned into a terrible idea.
So don't dress your kids as karate guys and send them to school in elementary school, because they will just get in fights all day.
Yes.
That's what happened.
I did. My grandparents had we'll call it a cabin. It was a trailer on a campground that they called their cabin. And my sister entered me into a Halloween contest, and we had no costume. Didn't bring any costumes. Didn't know this was a thing. And she made me into a hunchback, and used like probably my mom's makeup on me, stuffed a pillow on her back. Took first place.
Nice.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I won
Sis.
a first place contest as Alfalfa from
Thought you were gonna say elf.
Alpha.
Little Rascals.
First elf.
from Little Rascals. So my parents dressed me in a suit that was too small for me, so it was super uncomfortable.
That's all my suits right now.
So the flood pants and like really tight up in the armpits and spiked hair, and I won first place and was miserable all day. But the most miserable I've ever been as a kid is when my mom dressed me up as a pumpkin.
Oh.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
And it was a homemade costume that she borrowed from somebody else, someone that went to our church. And I had to go to school dressed as a pumpkin. And what this meant, it was just a big orange
Yeah, you
thing
just had like a bubble.
that they stuffed full of newspapers. Crinkled up. So, like, oh, that's super comfortable, right? Yeah. So I'm jammed full of newspapers and it had this little, like, Peter Pan hat that went on my head. Okay, well, it gets worse. Because in our elementary school, we would parade through the other classes, like through the desks. But I couldn't fit.
You're like knocking shit off.
No, I just had to stand by the door while everybody else.
They didn't even let you
Well,
try.
I couldn't. It was so uncomfortable.
Gilbert Grape Mom.
Yeah.
Well, he can't fit in the door.
Let the kids watch by and
I guess
bask
stay
in
at the hall
shame.
where people won't see you because they're going to be looking at you.
I'm pretty sure there
Is
was
there photos?
crying involved.
Oh, God, is
That
there
would
a
be the
photo?
best. Katie, here's how we get him back. We need the pictures.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Oh, we got to find that, and
Oh.
it's got to go on Instagram.
You're not kidding.
Oh, man.
I was also Pac-Man one year. Which was awesome.
Why the big round costumes?
I know.
I'm just pumped to put you.
Mom just spray painted the pumpkin.
Well,
My
everything
dad-
went so great with the pumpkin. I guess
My
let's
dad
try
made
him out
the
as
Pac-Man one, which is actually awesome, but I think I also hated that because it was really uncomfortable
Yeah,
because it was
big.
cardboard
Yeah.
big and he was a ghost and that was pretty cool.
My favorite adult costume, that didn't sound right. My favorite costume since I've been an adult, I went as Darkwing Duck a few years ago.
Oh no.
Oh, that's tight.
That's good.
Whack smack. What was that?
Darkwing Duck.
All right. Brad, you still have that snowmobile suit that you just wear every year?
Oh, yeah, I do,
With the fake mustache.
It's
That's
pretty
Brad's
deep.
go-to.
I have a pretty good go-to as a 1980s snowmobiler. It works. Gets me there. I had a good one. I had a Slash one that was pretty good one year.
Oh,
As an
like
adult.
Guns N' Roses slash?
Yeah, Guns N'
Pretty
Roses
good.
Slash was pretty good. Complete with top hat with the buckles on it.
I went like as a old-timey Imperial English Army guy with a pith helmet and jodhpur pants, big poofy director pants. And I'm like, this is an awesome costume. People are going to love it. I made like an elephant gun. And everyone just went, Jumanji!
What level did you get to?
Like 3.
I've never seen any of those.
I haven't either. Wasn't Zathura, wasn't that Jumanji in space?
I have no idea.
No clue.
Huh. They're going to love this podcast.
All right, let's go into Brad's world now. Let's talk candy.
Oh man, I can get you on candy.
So,
All right, let's go. Let's Brad's top 5 Halloween candy, bottom 5 Halloween candy.
I'm a chocolate guy,
Go. Okay.
so Twix
Yeah.
is probably my number 1.
Okay.
Okay. The mini Snickers are definitely a good number 2.
Yeah. Mini or fun size?
Any
Okay.
Snickers. If I hit a full size house, I'm probably finding a way to get back up there.
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Just trading masks.
trading masks.
Makes sense.
Counted somebody to give it to me. My cousin was always a hard candy guy, so we would occasionally trade
Oh,
hard
that's-
candy for
that's a good deal.
for chocolate candy. Not a problem.
That
all day long.
Symbiosis.
Yeah, he's a Starburst hard candy
Okay.
runts. He's into that. M&Ms of any kind.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut is my default.
Amen.
All the weird shit they got out now, any of those will do in a fun size
Mint?
form. And those won't probably do. I'll probably bitch about those. What am I up to? 4? 3?
You're on
3.
4.
4. So then another.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. I'm not mad at the almond joy.
Oh, that would be in my top.
Feels like
Yep.
I'm on vacation every time
Yep.
I eat one.
That's it's a tropical getaway.
That's where I'm at. So I love the almond joy.
Yeah.
Or the mounds. I know
Yeah.
that almond joy's got nuts and mounds don't.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't.
All right. I hope we get paid for that.
We can use that money to pay Will Smith.
The
All
bottom.
right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
you're
go
just going to
with-
give us a top 4. I like
only
it.
4.
Throw out
Well,
the rules. That
that's
was
5,
only 4.
isn't it?
No.
one more. So, what'd I get? Twix, Snickers,
M&M's.
M&M's, and an Almond Joy. I like the anything turtley. So like a take 5.
Oh, Take 5.
All day.
Good. You got to live in a pretty rich neighborhood to get a Take 5.
You're probably not getting them, but they did start doing a mini Take 5. Ooh, you know what else is good?
You got 5. You were going to give us 4. Now you're trying to give us 6.
Here's what I didn't get into as an adult, though.
Yeah.
Okay, $100 grand.
Oh, $100 grand.
$100 grand.
Underrated bar.
Underrated.
Yeah, I liked those as a kid.
And that's not even mentioned in a Kit Kat.
All right, Wade, you're number 5.
Those orange and black
Peanut buttery things?
with the weird little middle thing.
Yeah, in like the wax paper.
Yeah.
You'd love going to my grandma's.
Wade loves old man candy.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. Nobody likes.
We're getting
those.
this guy a Werther's, and he's happy.
I mean, I would be, but nobody gives those away.
Yeah.
So, my favorite thing was pencils, pennies, and those orange and black things.
Yep.
No, I mean 100 grands. I did like those. Almond Joys would be one of my top.
I love those.
Peanut butter cups.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked Three Musketeers as a kid. Not so much now. Now they're super boring.
I'm like that.
But they were fun to eat because you could like eat the top off of them.
Yeah.
And then you expose all the nougat.
Same thing with the Swiss cake roll.
Okay.
Yeah, same set of skills. Has
Eat
not
the
done
top.
me any good in adulthood that I could perfectly unwrap a Swiss cake roll.
I can get a Swiss cake roll. Will undress for you pretty quickly if you want it to. You can get that chocolate off of there.
All right, what else you got?
What did I say? 100 grand.
So side by side, if we had a cup or a pieces, you going cup every time?
I am, but I put pieces on that
I've
list.
got pieces on my list.
Yeah.
Pieces come in at number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Though they're a rare bird.
Yeah.
Also, E.T. Kind of counts.
Yep.
Halloween, when we were kids, there was lots of E.T. costumes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge candy person.
Yeah.
I prefer
Yeah, I
salty
don't have much of a
snacks.
sweet tooth.
But maybe throw down like a Starburst or a Mamba.
Okay. Well, Mambas.
Ooh, no. Scratch that. What were they called? They were like that, but they were way harder.
Laffy Taffy?
No, they were like sweet and not sweet and low.
You talking about the chewy sweet tarts?
No.
Those were
they were
awesome.
They were
square.
individually wrapped.
They were square. They would come like maybe 3 or 4 in a pack, but they were individually wrapped in there. And they
Not
were
a
like a
Starburst.
Starburst or a Mamba, but they had a waxy paper on them. Oh man, they were so good. To pull your teeth right out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. I don't.
Now and laters.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait.
Yep.
Wait, no. Yeah.
Now laters
yeah.
were hard candy.
No, now and laters.
And they didn't come in 3 packs.
Didn't they make a soft now and later?
They might have.
Somebody get their phone.
Ripping my teeth out
don't
is
know.
where it took me.
These were like almost sweeter than this, which sounds weird. Sweeter than a Starburst, but
Because I remember Mambas being that. Those were like...
yeah,
Yeah, man. Like,
that's it.
right? Hang on.
That's just a Starburst. No, that's
Now and later.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Oh,
Yeah.
now and later.
You want to buy some? $11.99.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Here's my rundown. Number 5, Nerds. Grape if you
Oh,
got
man.
them.
Oh, wow.
Man,
Yeah.
what an oversight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good call.
Number 4, Milk Duds. You probably would not catch me eating a Milk Dud now, but as a kid, those things were prize.
They will also pull your teeth out.
Yeah. Bonus, I got some Milk Duds from a vending machine once and won a free movie ticket. The only thing I've ever won in my life, I'm pretty sure. Pretty cool. 3, Snickers. Classic, gotta go for it. Number 2, Reese's Pieces, but again, rare bird, rarely got them. Those suckers were treasured. Number 1, actually, Three Musketeers.
Really?
And like Wade, not a favorite anymore. As a kid, could not get enough.
Yep.
What were the malt balls called that they?
Oh,
Ooh, Whoppers.
Whoppers. Yeah, Whoppers.
Still love a Whopper.
Yeah,
I do too.
I was usually disappointed in them as a kid, but as I got older, fell in love with the Whopper.
Yeah, the strawberry ones are actually pretty good too.
Strawberry what?
I didn't even know that was a
strawberry
thing.
Me neither. It's like a milkshake.
Yeah. There was one guy in my neighborhood who owned a comic store and would give away like throwaway comics.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. So you'd get like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk the worst things. So pennies,
Toothbrush. I had a guy give out
toothbrushes. Come on. Pencils.
Yeah, pencils are bad.
And then there's always somebody giving away popcorn balls.
Popcorn balls, homemade candy.
Yeah.
People would give us homemade
Your parents
candy
aren't going to let you eat those.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
why.
there's a razor blade in
That's
every one.
Exactly why.
Into the
Don't give
garbage.
me some shit that just came off of a tray. Like, Mom's
It's probably the most delicious thing you would have gotten.
But people, we don't trust you.
My current neighbor across the street grills hot dogs for everyone. My mom would have never let me go there. You know what I do first thing on Halloween?
Go
get
straight to the hot dog guy.
Neighborhood dead. Whole neighborhood wiped out.
It's
The hot dog man.
like the end of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You're pulling the big razor blade out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, son of a bitch.
One of my other neighbors was an amateur magician, and I don't know if we've talked about my wife being afraid of magicians on the show.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Remember we went to the laundry and there was a table side magician and she just freaked out. I've never seen anything like it.
But he would make candy appear with like flash paper. But you had to get there early because he only had so many pieces of flash paper in his budget. But that was pretty cool.
All right. So this is about to end here, this track. And then we're going to listen to another track I did a couple years ago called Eraser, which is part of a project I did. And you guys will probably remember I was doing writing like a short story every day in October as a Halloween project.
Yep.
So each night, this is while I was in school, I would sit down, write like a paragraph of this story, and also create an image to go along with it. And I was posting them on Facebook. And then the plan was to have it all culminate in a song at the end. And it was a fun project to do. And you can still find that on my website, harnolslin.com, and I'll put a link in the episode description if anybody wants to read that. It's not
Link in the comments below.
It's not super great writing because I was like, didn't have a plan, and every night I would just write a little more. So it wasn't like I was editing myself. It's like, well, this is where I left off, and now let's just see where it goes. But what it did teach me was an important lesson in using and utilizing your time. Because I was working full-time, I was in school full-time, but then still found time to do that instead of just sit around, watch TV or whatever with the last couple hours. I would do this from like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock till midnight.
Yeah, you were drawing a lot then too. That's the images with the...
Yeah, and I did all the images for this one on Photoshop. So yeah, I was writing a little bit, creating an image from scratch that I thought related to the piece that I wrote that day. And then the whole project culminated in this song called Eraser. The story's called Eraser. And
That was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, right?
was it?
I think so. Wasn't there a movie called Eraser?
There was.
Schwarzenegger?
I'm trying
Probably.
to think if it was Stallone or Arnold.
And I remember it being basically Terminator without robots.
You guys
it's
both have your
BS
phones here.
belonging songs.
That's
Yeah.
in airplane mode.
So maybe we'll watch that later. But yeah, so I had written this song for that project, and the lyrics of the song I wrote first. It was the first thing I wrote for this project. And then every day I would base my paragraph of writing on one line of the lyrics. So each image has a line of lyrics on it. And this is the song. So I did just go back and do a remix on it, so it wouldn't be super terrible. And it wasn't that bad, but it could have sounded better. So I did a little remix on it. We're going to listen to it now, and then we can talk about it a little, and then we'll get out of here. So here we go, Eraser.
In deep black shadows, monsters away. Futures vested and promises break. If you ever and it's so lonely, a forgotten mistake. So come alive. So come alive.
I'm spooked. Are you spooked?
Ooh, is it spooky?
Spooky.
Cool.
Got a
So
new
in the,
song to replace Eleanor Rigby.
in the story, an eraser basically just erases existence. So if he comes for you, you're nothing, not even that. Any thoughts on that song? I know you guys have heard that before, but hopefully it was spooky. Hopefully.
It was spooky. Like I said, Eleanor Rigby, it's got to move over now. One thing I really do like about this song, one of my favorite elements of supernatural type horror is interdimensional kind of time travel-y things or different planes. And the way you push and pull the tempo in the song makes it feel like you're kind of warping between dimensions.
You want to get technical?
I do.
That's me playing the drums.
Dude can't keep a beat.
That's why the tempo's all screwed up.
It's consistent, though.
That's because I tried to play each part, and once I got a little section, I looped them. So
But it's cool.
so
Whether
it
or
does
not
do that, but in a consistent
Yeah, it's a happy
thing,
accident because it is. It's like things being stretched out, fattened, and it works well with the lyrics being like the screamo, the quiet, kind of a Mike Patney trick set that's used there. That's great. I mean,
Cool. And there's a little video I put together of all the images that I made throughout the course of the month, which is also on the website, and I'll put a link to that there. Maybe I'll actually just put this on our website too. So I know this episode was way different than our normal episodes, but we wanted to pop in, say hi while we're on hiatus, do our spooky Halloween
super
stuff.
spooky episode. Just one more thing that I liked about your drumming on that song. I like that you did a bell ride on the cymbal, and it's so incessant. It's almost like madness
Like
or
erotic.
or torture. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of moves on the drumming.
He's animal.
That's one of them. So.
No, it works well for this song. So congratulations, you wrote a spooky song.
No, I think it's a super spooky song. You really have to see the project to really understand it completely, which is really cool. But I think standalone, it's spooky because of the chaos that it is. It's a very chaotic song.
Noise.
Yes.
All right.
And
so.
it's interesting to listen to that after we just listened to the 26-minute version of kind of Riding the Wave. You could tell it's kind of all in that same vein. It's cool.
Yeah.
So spooked right now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed our Halloween special. We are going to be back for our year in review on November 16th. In between that, you'll still have the Stride to keep you company. Please.
Hopefully Danny LeDuc gets his rotation in on the Stride. I think he will.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. Send us your tracks if you want us to play them on the Stride. bs@belongingsongs.com. Thank you to everyone who's rated and reviewed our podcast. And we can't wait to get back to work and bringing you episodes in season 2. We're working on new songs now and are looking forward to getting back January 6th, I think it is.
If you're handing out toothbrushes on Halloween, we don't need you as a listener.
Right.
Feels like it was the 6th last year. It might be the 7th.
Whatever the first Monday in January is when we'll be back with season 2.
Check your calendars.
Anything else we need to say before we
we're not
wrap this up? Because we're not going to be back for a few weeks.
Yeah, stay safe out there. Check all your candy for razor blades.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Atomic Fireball is also an honorable mention.
All right.
Yeah.
I think, right?
That's fair.
I can't. Nerds was a good one.
Nerds is a good one. I forgot about Nerds. That's the one hard candy, that and the Atomic Fireball, that I will allow.
Yeah, because as a kid, it was hard to keep that thing in your mouth the whole time.
Yeah,
and if you did, you felt like a hero.
Right.
You were sucking on a baseball, it felt like.
Right.
But right as an adult, you're like, oh, that's the Atomic Fireball? That's easy.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you here again next month.
Sleep tight. Me
That's good. Boom, done. Next.